$1 billion. Is that what it was? Ridiculous, nonetheless. We'll dive into the Major League Baseball talk. I know my man Smitty and I, and all you other diehard baseball fans out there are wondering, is it April yet? And how far, if it's not, until April? All right, we got a couple of months till baseball season. We're going to start to dive in it on today's show, talking about the big moves in the off-season. Also, college football talk is on the way. Lots to get to, but, top of the show here, why not dive into the headlines? And just a couple hours ago, major headlines in the National Football League, and I'm not talking about the AFC and NFC championship games. Jon Gruden and Bruce Allen, that is head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and general manager, former head coach and general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, have been let go, dismissed, fired, axed, however you want to call it. They're no longer a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the breaking news as we sound off in our top leading topic back in here in the new year. So the Bucs have decided to join the party and clean house, if you will. And this is, to a point, it's kind of shocking. Now, we weren't on the air when Mangini left from the Jets. He's now with the Cleveland Browns. But more shocking, how about Mike Shanahan? Gone from the Denver Broncos. Both head coaches being let go by their previous employers, definitely a shock. Now, when you look at the body of work of recently for both Shanahan and Gruden, you've got to see where the ownership is coming from. In Jon Gruden's case, the Buccaneers start 9-3. They finish 9-7. That's an outrage. Buck fans were getting a little antsy out there. The Pirates have had enough. So they decided to go in a new direction. And I think, well, why not Mike Shanahan? Would he not fit that team just nicely? Going with an offensive-minded coach. A guy who demands respect, much like Jon Gruden, so you won't lose anything in that department. I think Mike Shanahan would be a great fit. Now, he likes to have control of the organization. Are they willing to do that? That remains to be seen. But I think it is a great fit. Excellent fit. We'll have to wait and see if it happens. Now, on the flip side, Jon Gruden, you ask, well, where would he be good? But just about anywhere. The guy's a heck of a ball coach. Now, he hasn't done much in Tampa Bay. He really hasn't had much to work with. A pretty darn good defense. But maybe Jon Gruden's happy to leave. And nobody wants to be fired, don't get me wrong. But maybe he's happy to go. Monty Kiffin making a move to coach the defense in the University of Tennessee with his son Lane Kiffin, who is now the head coach out there in UT. So maybe this is a good time for Gruden just to cut ties and start fresh somewhere else. And I've got a perfect team for you guys out there. Agree or disagree, let me know. Dallas Cowboys. That's right. How about them? Cowboys have been rocky all season long, at least once the halfway point. It's been rough, to say the least, in Big D. Everybody's talking about, well, T.O. is a big issue there in Dallas. Let's get rid of T.O. We've got rid of Tank. We've got rid of Pac-Man. Now let's get rid of T.O. and all the problems will be solved down in Big D. Now hold the phone. That's right. You may be surprised, but I disagree. I mean, sure, look, the Dallas Cowboys have got issues in the locker room. And a lot of those issues are on any team when the team's not winning, when they're expected to win. Okay? But the main issue starts at the top. And don't be naive here, Cowboy fans or Cowboy haters, or maybe both, to think that you can fix the Cowboys with one more release, and that is Terrell Owens. Number one, it's a huge hit against the cap. And they released Terrell Owens. Cowboys can kiss their dreams goodbye about signing DeMarcus Ware. Owens says, get rid of the whole team. Cowboys suck. Sounding off on the Sound Off instant message board. Well, hard to say. But if you like OTO, and you think you're going to go into 2009 with Roy Williams, Jason Witten, and more importantly, Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator, and think that everything's going to be old Rosie and Daisy over there in Big D in the new stadium, you got to be kidding yourself. Got to be kidding yourself. Now, I was making more comments here on the Sound Off Instant Message board. This is the Morning Sound Off. I'm your host, JT. We are on the World Wide Web at NowLive.com. Sound Off, join us on the show. NowLive.com, search the Morning Sound Off with JT. They're not 1/10 as good as the Colts. Now, that's funny, Elwood, because, hey, look, it was your Indianapolis Colts who got bounced out of the playoffs. Everybody was jumping on the bandwagon. Can't say I was one of those grabbing an oar and rowing the boat. But there were plenty in the media jumping on the bandwagon of the Indianapolis Colts, but yet Tony Dungy has done it again. I don't know how he manages this. But 4 times in the 7 years he's been in the postseason, he's been axed in the first round. So there's trouble in Colts land as well. I mean, how do you get bounced out of the playoffs in the first round 4 or 7 years with a quarterback named Peyton Manning? Isn't that the key to success in the National Football League? One of the most important positions, not only in the NFL, but in all of sports. It's got to be quarterback. And you've got Peyton Manning, but yet here are the Colts, one and done in 2008, 2009. Unbelievable. Mind-boggling. The Chargers have done it again. And I'm going to get into that next. This is exactly where I want to go. We'll take a look back at how we got the conference championship weekend. The road goes through Arizona and through Pittsburgh this weekend, but before we talk about the AFC NFC Championship game, we'll talk about how they got there. We're speaking of the Ravens, Steelers, Eagles, and Cardinals. How they got to where they are right now, we'll look back at the big games that were last week. This is the Morning Sound Off. You can get in touch with the show at 310-984-7600. Show ID 225171. Again, back in moments. Hang tight. Probably won't have the tune spinning, so if you hear dead air, hang tight with us, guys. Also, our MySpace page is myspace.com/morningsoundoff. Feel free to sound off whenever you want during the week on the world of sports. I'm your host, JT. This is the Morning Sound Off for a Friday night, January 16, 2009. We are back in moments. Here live.